Hello and welcome to Atomik Diaries number 2. And man, oh man, do I have something to tell you today, dude. Today is a Monday. Yesterday was a Saturday, Sunday, and today is day number 1 of me trying to be sober. Me genuinely giving 100,000,000,000% in trying not to smoke or drink or eat sugar or any type of that bullshit. If I'm completely honest with you, right? I've been a schmuck for most of my life, and I have very much struggled with these quote-unquote temptations. And it's the only accurate word for these things is temptations. But today I want to talk to you about something different, right? Today I want to talk to you about me and my day and how great and also terrible it has been, right? This is Atomik Diaries number 2. Welcome to the channel. Please, I know this is very annoying, but like and subscribe on the video. I know this is like a minute and a half in, but it actually does very much help with the video. So just, if you like it, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it, but leave your opinion and tell me what you like and what you don't like, right? So here am I today trying to be sober, and man, oh man. All the gunk, the spunk, and all the vile, guile, pus, spiritually speaking, is coming out. And it's midday, and I haven't eaten almost anything today. So now I'm hangry. I'm hungry, and I'm angry, and I'm hangry at the same time. Right? And it even is, I'm noticing it in myself, right? There's this like pent up aggression, and it's like I can't explain why I'm angry, but I know that I am not only justified in my anger, I am underreacting. And this reminded me of an old clip of a comedian called Patrice O'Neill. He's a really near and dear personality to me personally. He contributed a lot to my development as a person and to my sense of humor as well, and my opinions on women, and we will get to that as well. I remember him having a conversation with someone, a woman particularly, and one of the things that he said was never allow women to dictate whether you are angry or not. And when he said women, he was actually talking about people, but we're going to stick to the women because, you know, I'm a man, bro. I see these voids left and right. I listen to them, and boy, oh boy, do I have some opinions that, but we're going to stick to the topic, anger. I don't think that anger and wrath and rage are entirely bad things for a man. See, anger comes from your balls. It comes from your testicles. It's the testosterone that is produced within the sex organ that flows through your blood and puts that type of energy throughout your entire system. This is something that is not really spoken about enough, in my opinion, of course, because it's a topic that has become quote unquote unsexy in 2026. And it has been very unsexy for a very long time. I mean, how many comic book characters have destroyed the perception of the quote-unquote angry character? But I find the anger to be a very nutritious source of energy, especially when you're trying to self-develop and self-improve. And there's a lot of ways to harness this energy, and there's also a lot of ways that you can get lost in this energy. And trust me, I've been down both paths, and one is clearly better than the other. If the first path is to get completely lost in the anger, I don't think you need any instructions on how to do that. I think you can manage on your own. But I find myself thinking from a third person's perspective when I look internally on my anger. And like I said, I find it to be a very nutritious source of energy. Suddenly, when I stop smoking ganja, I feel all types of ways. And I am not particularly happy. I am tormented on a daily basis by what I consider to be the demonic forces that rule the world, because I'm trying to self-improve. See, if I was smoking the weed first thing in the morning, 7, 8 in the morning, nobody would bother me because I'm already down the fucking rabbit hole. I don't need help with my anxiety from demons. I am already anxious when I get on the train and I think, oh, can anyone else smell the weed off of me? Right? But now when I get on the train and the void from across the thing is looking at me, I can't help but notice the performative way that women have been presenting themselves this summer in particular. Wow. I know that I just transitioned from one thing, from anger to voids, but it's all kind of connected in my world, see? And I want to remind you that this is the Atomik Diaries, and this is the low-level type of conversation that I'm having. This is the free-form conversation. So I'm going to talk about a bunch of shit. And if you dislike it, dislike it. If you like it, like it. But turning from one wheel to the other, I can't seem to get this idea about women out of my mind. And it's this the word that I have come up with about not only women, but all types of entertainment that used to be great and now is just horrifically, viciously Disneyfied. And the word that I was talking about is Disneyfied XYZ. We've heard Disney adults, people who go to grown-ass men and women, 30, 35, 38 years old, people who should be having children, who should be having house problems, marital problems, etc., going to Disney and pretending as if they are 7 years old with their father, visiting their favorite space or theme park or whatever the fuck Disneyland is. And I just cannot get this disgusting idea out of my mind that these people are like, we have literally allowed grown-ass men and women, and I'm talking about the women in particular, and we will get to the men as well in a minute, to become the equivalent of children, to walk around with the rights of an adult, to vote, to work, to go and buy your own groceries, to travel, etc., but with the mentality of a 7-year-old child. And I just find that to be absolutely disgusting on a species planetary level, right? This infantilization of adults disgusts me. And I find it everywhere, dude. I find it everywhere. It's the hiplet thing that's really popular on TikTok right now. It used to be very popular last week, literally. Now it's a little bit died down by at least 90%. But you can call a man a manlet because he is genetically predisposed to being whatever height because of his genetics. But the moment that you call a person, a woman or a girl, a hiplet because she has disgusting hip dips, suddenly that is toxic, that is problematic, that needs to be talked about with on a Zoom meeting with the entire HR team, and it needs to be discussed in a way that that is inclusive, safe. We need to provide a safe space for women, and it just pisses me the fuck off. I'm just angry, dude. I'm just angry because I've been in situations like this where when somebody is making fun of me, a girl is making fun of me, that's fine. Like the whole HR team is laughing, the whole class is laughing, the teacher who is a female and half of the class who are female are laughing. Ha 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 ha, look at this goofy ass boy, we just made fun of him. But the moment that I make fun of this person, it's suddenly the rules are for thee but not for me. Meaning, the moment that I as a man make a joke against you as a woman because you are a woman, suddenly the shoe is uncomfortable. Suddenly the situation requires for an adult. And I just can't help but think about all the possibilities that might befall me or my son or my brother or my father or my... And I see myself in 20 years from now, and I'm a successful businessman. I am a world-known name, and I think to my team, like, who are the people that I'm going to be surrounded by with all of this success? And I cannot envision a single fucking void around them. I do not see a single woman around them. And another thing about speaking about women, since we're talking about this, and I'm talking about this. Since I am talking about this, I cannot think of a worse cuckolding than to hire a woman for anything. I would rather hire an immigrant before I hire a woman. I would rather hire a mentally disabled person before I hire a woman. What is hiring a woman ever done for you? It's made bureaucracy very lucrative in the company. It's made Ursula von der Leyen the de facto ruler of the European Union. It's made a bunch of liberal, brainwashed women think that they have society by the testicles. And that just makes me angry because I'm not a woman. I feel threatened. I feel like this isn't fair. And I think that this should change. But I also think that it is, as a man, my higher duty to make sure that this is not the same despicable display of arrogance as what we are seeing right now by the quote-unquote the more emotionally intelligent gender, the more mature gender, right? And there's just none of that in here. There currently is none of that in here. And this is where my anger comes from. It's also from the fact that I'm abstaining from shit like this. But these are thoughts that I've been having on a daily basis at this point. What am I going to pretend like I don't actively avoid women? like I don't actively avoid situations where I am in the same room with a woman and I have to make conversation and I have to make mota and laugh and smile. I just laugh and smile at this point. I literally laugh and smile. Haha, yeah. I don't even listen if it's a question or not. I just look at them and I just look at them. I look straight into their and I look away, dude. Like and there's gonna be this one guy or girl in the comment section right now. Oh, he's afraid. No. Fear would imply an inferiority. Fear would imply the prospect of danger. You are not dangerous. Your power is empty because you have no authority. You have power, but you don't have authority. And what happens when you have power and you don't have authority? You have empty power. People will smile and laugh and yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. But behind your back, people are looking at you and they are just biding their time until you are dethroned or just straight up removed. Like, it's ridiculous at this point to believe that women and men are equal in any way except the fact that they are from the same species. This is why you get quotes and examples from me, and you will get them from me in the future, that men and women are not equal. Men think and women feel. This is why sometimes you get women saying, I feel like X, Y, and Z. Well, you can feel in 1,000 different ways in 1,000 different seconds consecutively, but you can think very little. And that's just amazing to me, because how are you equal if your initial response is to feel? Without going on an endless ramble about how much I dislike X, Y, and Z on women, this is how I'm going to end this topic. And I hope you understand if you're a woman, although I doubt you will. I cannot take a single word that comes out from the mouth of a woman seriously. This is not a good or bad thing. This is how it is. I'm not saying this because I'm a misogynist or that I hate women. I hate what you've become. And I would gladly end the bloodline. I would happily not have sex or a relationship for the rest of my life if I can directly or indirectly distance myself from the absolute abomination that you have become. 70% of women in Sweden vote liberal. Sweden is the 7th most unsafe country in the world right now. What amount of women voted for the Refugees Welcome campaign in 2014 in the UK? What percentage of women protected the SA offenders after the grape gang inquiry from the British guy or whatever? There was literally news of white British women protecting criminals, vile criminals. This is not just the local drug dealer or the kid that stole $20 worth of candy from the store. This is different, okay? This is not small petty crime. This is systemic violation of a people based on their race and nationality by foreign actors who are basically the garbage of the Middle East. The Middle East didn't send their doctors and engineers and lawyers and mechanics and their highest paid professionals. They send in they emptied out the prisons. They emptied out and sent that problem overseas to the UK, to the and liberal brainwashed Goyim women will literally protect the men who raped their fellow British women and children. The enemy is within the gates, but yet I am the extremist, yet I am the crazy one, yet I am the one who is problematic, really? You are not, if you're a woman and you're listening to this, you are on the wrong side of history. And I'm afraid, for me personally, and I'm going to say this out loud, and you can cry and dislike the video all you want. There is a substantial amount of men here in the West who are, like me, if not more, disenfranchised with 50% of the population. This includes sisters, mothers, girlfriends, grandmothers. There is a substantial amount of men who are rudely realizing that you do not need to be voting. You do not need to be in any position of power or authority without the oversight of somebody with XY chromosomes. Or whatever fucking chromosomes the male was. This is why I don't speak in scientific terms, because you can get was it XY? Was it XX? Does it really matter? At the end of the day, does it really matter if the male or the female is XY or XX? At the end of the day, as a woman, when you want to get your pleasure, your sexual pleasure, you get on your back, you spread your legs, and you wait for a man to come over and to do all the work for you. At the end of the day, you lay down on your back, you spread your legs, and you wait for someone to come and do the hard work for you. You do not need to be voting. You do not need to be expressing your opinion. You are one of the most self-centered and selfish creatures on the planet. Even animals have more human characters than you. And I hate to say it. This is the part where I'm a little bit... this hurts so much, but I have to rip the Band-Aid off. I have to take it off as quickly as possible. As much as I dislike the Islamic culture and the Islamic practices, and I find some of their views on women to be barbaric, put the burqa on, bitch. What are you doing half naked outside? There's a fine line between being respectful and being respectfully dressed in public and just being a downright fucking whore. Slut. A cump. And if you actually go out dressed like that, whether you're with a boyfriend or not, whether you have a good family or not, you are subhuman. And I'm going to say that out loud. I'm sorry, but you need some tough love. And I know you don't like it. I know that you hate me in your guts right now, but you know what? You know why you're still here? Because you know that what I'm saying is true. You know that you are acting in a disrespectful manner, not to me, not to your fellow man and woman, to your ancestors, to your bloodline. Where's your respect for your bloodline? Non-existent. Because for women, it seems that it has become impossible for you to require or to acquire any type of responsibility or self-reflection. There goes the idea of the emotionally mature gender. The only thing you mature in before men is your bodies, and that's pretty much it.
Stop talking.
As long as I'm paying the loan back, it's not a problem.
You're triggering me. You're trying to get me out of pocket.
And there goes my anger. Oh, he's too angry. Oh no. Oh no. What an angry little boy. Oh no. Angy. Yeah, I'm angry. Yeah, I'm angry. And I'm not the only one who's angry. Oh boy. If you only knew, dude. If you actually only knew how many of me there are outside.